Hello and welcome to step number 5 of your English transformation. Today we will try to fix a big and horrible problem that happens to most of us English learners. And that is that maybe you have taken hundreds of hours of English classes in your life. Maybe you've been in hundreds of sessions where teachers help you learn vocabulary and structure and correct your mistakes, which is great and necessary to learn English. But what happens the day after? Or the next class? When you make the same mistake? Or when you try to think of the vocabulary that you saw last class and you remember nothing? Has that happened to you? For me, there's nothing more frustrating than taking a class, using my energy, my attention, my time, and my money to learn something, only to find that the next day I only remember less than 10%, possibly. I feel like I have wasted my time. So, to fix this, we need to fix our memory. And I have good news for you. Creating memories might be more simple than what you think. If we understand what a memory is and how to create a permanent memory, you'll be able to control which words, which information, which corrections, and which things in general you want to remember and store in your permanent memory to use later. So, are you ready? Let's make a little experiment, alright? Try to think of one of your first childhood memories. Right? Don't take too long to think about it. Just think of the first memory that comes to your mind when you were a child. By now I'm sure you have a memory. And my question to you is, why are you remembering this? While if I ask you to remember what you ate yesterday, or what clothes you were wearing 2 days ago, maybe that's a little bit more difficult to remember than this experience you're thinking about that happened maybe more than 20 years ago, more than 30 or a long time ago. So why? Why can't we remember some things permanently without trying, while other things we forget? Well, this was one of the biggest lessons I learned about memory. What do we forget? Well, maybe you don't remember what you wore 2 days ago because, first of all, you didn't pay attention. But second, it wasn't unusual, it wasn't different, it wasn't special, it wasn't out of the ordinary. It wasn't loaded with emotion. Good. So now maybe you're getting an idea of what truly creates a memory. So can you tell me why do you clearly remember the experience you had when you were a child? Most certainly, I can guarantee that you're thinking of an emotionally charged experience, aren't you? Maybe it was something very positive, exciting, but maybe it was something very sad, something terrible. Nonetheless, the experience was loaded with emotion. Okay, so how can we use this concept to our favor? Well, thinking about this issue, I came up with this little formula. An event plus emotion equals a memory. Good? An event is anything that happens, anything that you remember. And if you're feeling while that event is happening, it most certainly will create a memory in you. So we are kind of training ourselves to be more in touch with what we feel, which is something that usually English classes, language courses, communication systems and trainings never cover. we usually focus on the speaking part, on the external part, which is very necessary, on the vocabulary part, on the grammar part, which is absolutely useful, and we must learn it. But if we're not feeling this, if we're not feeling ourselves, our words, our experiences, we will tend to forget these experiences, these words, and new information. So let's learn how to take control of what we feel, to connect it with our memories. And that way, avoid forgetting anything that we think is important for us and our English.